today the cities and logos were announced for the 8 teams. Now, Daryl, you and I got to know each other really well here in San Antonio with the Commanders during the Alliance days. I was a little surprised and honestly disappointed San Antonio's not in the mix with the USFL, at least not at the beginning.
Yes, not in the original rollout. But the San Antonio Gunslingers are one of the teams from the USFL. We're hoping to have success this time and be able to push this into season 2, season 3. And hopefully, as that starts to happen, we can bring back some of the other franchises that were a part of the USFL. And San Antonio, because of the response and that we had with the Commanders down there, I mean, they have been the envy of the XFL. Even the talk with the NFL now. I mean, a couple of weeks ago they started to put out some press releases, about potential expansion and what the cities would be, and San Antonio is a part of that. So it's the fans of San Antonio have earned the right, to have a team there, and not just a spring league team. I really feel that they've earned the right, to have an NFL team in that city. The support that they showed us was unbelievable from day one. I saw it, with the Saints when Katrina was there and they spent 5 weeks down in San Antonio. I reached out to the San Francisco 49ers when they had their issues last year. Mayor Nurnberg, contacted me and I reached out to John Lynch, to see if they wanted to come down to San Antonio, that San Antonio, would welcome the franchise with open arms, and they had already made their plans to go to Arizona. But that's the type of mayor you have. He's going to be a forward-thinking guy. He knows the importance and the value of having a franchise like that, in San Antonio. So I hope the time is near that the NFL recognizes, the fan support and the love of football down in San Antonio, because we've seen it demonstrated time and time again. And, if the NFL is not going to be there soon, I hope that the USFL will. And I can't imagine, as we move out to the West, if you kind of look at how the structure of that league is going to be right now, it's 4 Northern and 4 Southern. We really have it. We've got Houston and we've got New Orleans. So, San Antonio can be a fit. The big thing will be the geography of the team. So as we start to slide, I'm going to be pushing for San Antonio just based on my experiences. So you've got a huge supporter and a huge fan of the San Antonio sports community, that's in a decision-making area for the USFL.
We know that you will champion the city. My biggest concern, and you've been in meetings, so you will be able to answer this far better than me, but it seems like with the Alliance, with the XFL, which you were also a part of, it seemed like the teams that did the best with corporate sponsors, ticket sales, and merchandise were football-hungry cities that also did not have an NFL team in them. And when I look at the NFL cities of the original 8 here for the rebirth of the USFL, you're in a lot of NFL cities. I thought that maybe the new spring leagues would try to avoid that.
Yes. The XFL did it. And, I was kind of surprised because I thought we had success with the model that you're talking about. And the one city that we did see that support in was St. Louis, a team that had an NFL team and lost an NFL team twice. So, that was the best fan base in the XFL. So, yeah, there's definitely that void of not having the NFL team in the city, I think works well. But I think, when Fox purchased the rights to the USFL, they got everything. They got, the cities, the colors, the logos, the mascots. So it was best for them to stay, true to what the original vision was. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback, and people are excited for the fact that, you're going to get to see the Tampa Bay Bandits and the Houston Gamblers and, the teams that they remember, on the first go around with the USFL. So, there is a little bit of that there, but that does horseshoe into Philadelphia, into Pittsburgh. The Michigan team will play probably out of Detroit. So to your point, yeah, we are in a lot of cities that have that carryout. Of the original ones coming out, Birmingham is the only city that doesn't have NFL representation of the 8 that we're going to start the journey with.
And I'll tell you what, Daryl, and you know that I'm a big fan of spring football after the experiences with the Alliance. If you guys can get through one season without either somebody running out of money or a pandemic hitting, and you get through that first season and get to year two, this will work. It's just, for something just has to do whatever it can to get through that first year.
I agree. And I think that's why, everybody's excited about this. And when I talk to people, it's amazing the response from people I thought that would be hesitant to be a part, just because of the failures of the other two leagues. But I think that they recognize that as well, that if it weren't for some very strange circumstances, some self-inflicted, some outside of our control, getting to year two, I think really, proves that there's an opportunity for this to work. And I think the way that we have everything structured so far this time, going to one host city and minimizing the expenses coming out there in year one, and really concentrating and focusing on the product of the quality of football and the quality of the football players, in our league, and the distribution, of the product to the fans, around the country. We're going to really, really be hyper-focused on those important areas, and try to grow, the support, for our teams. And then once we leave, that host city and the teams go back, that'll give them a year, over a year to kind of build the excitement for those teams to arrive into the host cities.